of our work basically went mail order. It was mailed to dental laboratories or picked up by a courier. So consequently, we had an interim and in a vehicle that managed these cases, and that was all the transportation costs and transportation times, and that was a bit of a problem. That's number one. Number two, subsequent to that, anytime any work had to be done on any of the cases that arrived back here, if we wanted something fixed, porcelain added, we have to send it back to the laboratory of origin. All right, so that's a problem. That's another vehicle that expended a lot of time and a lot of money. And then the last most important thing is in the event we have cases internally in the school and we wanted some work done on cases that were accomplished here prior to the laboratory uh, being inaugurated, we had no vehicle to do that. We couldn't add porcelain to crowns. We couldn't stain and glaze crowns. We had basically we were as a dental care facility who delivered restorations, but we had nothing to do with the fabrication of those restorations, nor could we intervene and improve them or do anything to mitigate the expenses. So now a lot of the laboratory work could be accomplished in the house. And in addition to that, the laboratory technicians kept up with many state-of-the-art fabrication techniques to allow us to produce up-to-date work and with up-to-date equipment. For instance, we had two Emax press machines that had to be 15 years old here, and I don't think they could even plug them in any longer because they were so rusty. But we bought two new machines, and now they have two great new pressing machines that they can fabricate a ton of work with and do it in a very timely manner. So that's one thing that was done. The second thing is all shading, all coloration, modification of crowns, addition of contacts, addition of occlusion. That could be done in house. And now, so that makes it it's another avenue that speeds up the delivery of work, which is very, very important. And the other another aspect that's very, very important is dental students need to know that there is something outside of the dental school as far as their education is concerned, that impacts their career once they leave the school, and that is the dental laboratory. You got to know that the work that comes out of the laboratory is not a big black hole, but it comes out by put out by very skilled people, and you have to know those people in order to judge the work that comes to you in your private laboratory in your private clinic when you get into private practice. So it's good to be able to judge work that comes in, work with your dental laboratories, and that's another thing that we do here with our new dental laboratories. And it's working out just fine. They work out very well. Third thing is keeping up with technology. And now we've gotten to the point where we're into CAD/CAM technology, and we're scanning our works, and we send them out digitally. And that's another thing that we could not do that unless we had the existing laboratory facilities and the people who work in it. So consequently, a laboratory in-house is positive all the way with green light, top drawer. They do very, very well. Thanks for the opportunity to talk.
I love the fixed lab here at UB. While I love almost everything about it, there's two major things that I feel really enhance the student experience. The first one is that if I have a patient in the chair and there needs to be any adjustment made to a crown, they're always here to help us, whether that's adding contacts, getting our cases done in a very reasonable amount of time. They've always been extremely supportive of our work and will always do what they can to get it done. The biggest thing is the experience that you get here. If I do an implant case, John, D, or Deb is always here to help us with the gingiva. These aren't experiences that you would get if you just sent it out somewhere randomly and hope to get the same experience. For instance, I had a crown that, for a reason or another, had some problems. They were here to explain to me why this might have happened, what we can do differently, and there was an active communication component that really emphasized how we will need to communicate to a lab as future dentists when submitting our own work. This experience you wouldn't get if you put the shipping label on it and sent it somewhere else. And it's for these reasons that I really feel that having an in-house fixed lab, along with incredible personalities in this room, that truly make this a desirable option for the school.
go from underneath,
Okay.
and you want to work your way up the side of the die until the pieces that are not your margin kind of
Kind of
flake
flick
away. The way that this fits, you can put it halfway underneath the margin.
Okay.
Okay, you don't want to bury the whole thing. You create too much of an undercut, and on something small like this, if you work a hole on each side, you get this little tiny CN tower shape,
Okay.
and it'll break off. Half of the I want to call it a diamond, half the carbide underneath,
Okay.
and you want to stay as parallel to the pin as possible. You don't want to come at like this. Come at it like this, and the way that your burr is spinning, you can't see what it's cutting off. You come at it like this, you can always see your top spin.
Never done that like that. Okay. So basically, right about an inch away, like right here, is the hottest part of this course. That's what we're going to want around it. All this glue is controlling the atmosphere on this alloy. So I'm going to grab the ring. What I want you to do is, and I might touch your hand or something. So I want you to come in closer, come in closer, come in closer, and you want to be on top of it a little bit. Yeah, just about like that. And now you just want to move it around really slowly. Alright, so our first indication is it's going to get bright red, bright orange. So that's what we're looking for. So that's when we know we're in a good place. See, it's starting to get bright. But you see, like that cord I was talking to you about? That's what's on there. So just going to keep on going. Now it's going to start dancing. Like this alloy starts moving around a little bit. So you want to show some love back there. Alright, so now I'm going to throw some of this flux on. See how it just went like that? It all cleared up. It looks like liquid mercury. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Take it out?
Yep.
Leave the flame on?
Now you can turn it off. That's it.
Oh, nice.
Casting
That
101.
wasn't too scary.
No, not